Very good evening, dearest friends, and welcome to our Thursday's meditation for the preparations for the reappearance of the Christ. And let me see, I'm just again looking. Okay, I don't have to translate now. So we have always started in the beginning with the text from the reappearance of the Christ, and let us continue. We are still again on the chapter 4, the work of the Christ today and in the future. And this is now from the page 79 in until about 81, what we are going to um, study now. So Christ as the forerunner of the Aquarian age. People are very apt to overlook the fact that though Christ recognized his function as teacher and spiritual leader of humanity during the age which is so rapidly drawing to a close, he also recognized the work which he would do when that age came to an end, and the new astronomical cycle came into existence. The average Christian is singularly unaware of the times and cycles through which our planet passes under influence of solar progression. Well, and maybe we can say even that for us it does also um, mean about that we really have to think about these terms of new changes in the zodiac, even though we are just talking about 1 year. Um, that I think that we still need to develop a lot of sensitivity to recognize this movement. And maybe we can recognize overall movements, but yet when the moon is moving, we can see the effects in humanity. But how do we really recognize the quality of the energy is still in the progress of that we have to become more aware of that and remind ourselves. The at present dubious science of astrology has sidetracked the legitimate interest of humanity in the astronomical teaching and its spiritual interpretation of the passage of the sun through the sign of the zodiac. Yet in the New Testament, that recognition is clearly revealed and colors the presentation of the entire gospel story. It is found also in the Old Testament. What was the sin of the children of Israel in the desert, but a reversion to the old Mithraic worship, which distinguished the time when the sun was in the sign of Taurus, the bull, as it is technically called. They fell down and worshipped the golden calf, and forgot the new teaching of the age of Aries, the ram, into which they were entering, the teaching of the scapegoat which colors Jewish history. The fact that Christ was the teacher of the new period into which the sun was entering, the period of Pisces, is forgotten, but is clearly evidenced in the fish symbology, which runs consistently through all four Gospels. The symbol of the fish is the astrological symbol for the sign Pisces and has been for untold ages. But Christ also looked ahead to the work he would have to do in the Aquarian age in the next sign into which the sun would enter. Prior to his disappearance, he referred to the symbol of the Aquarian age and to the task he would then perform. With his 12 disciples, he enacted a dramatic episode. which epitomizes the work which he would later undertake, when the 2,000 years of the Piscean era would have passed away. He told his disciples to go into the city, and that there they would meet a man carrying a pitcher of water, that they should follow him to the upper room, and there make ready the communion feast in which he and they would share. This they did, and the Last Supper took place. The ancient symbol for the sign Aquarius, into which our sun is now entering, is that of the water carrier, the man with a pitcher of water. So let us remember that Tibetan has been saying this real Aquarian age is going to start 2117. And that is the year when next time Venus is passing the face of the sun. So that when we have this musical Aquarius and there are some talks about the Aquarian age, that it would be already beginning, but in the esoteric technical sense, it is not yet so. This passing of the sun into the sign Aquarius is an astronomical fact, as anyone can ascertain by writing to any observatory. It is not an astrological prognostication. The great spiritual achievement and evolutionary event of that age will be the communion and human relationships established among all disciples, all peoples, enabling men everywhere to sit down together in the presence of the Christ. That is something let us remember, and so beautiful that it will be very concrete ways. As Tibetan says, that it is the Christ who is then in physical form initiating people, and also he will be at present in the communion feast, and share the bread and wine, symbols of nourishment. Preparations for that shared feast, symbolically speaking, are on their way, and those preparations are being made by the masses of men themselves, as they fight and struggle and legislate for the economic sustenance of their nations. And as the theme of food occupies the attention of legislators everywhere, this sharing, beginning on the physical plane, will prove equal true of all human relations. And this will be the great gift of the Aquarian age to humanity. This the Church has ignored, and yet the ecclesiastics cannot explain away the fact that the Jews demonstrated their liking for the Taurian worship of the bull in the golden calf, that the Jewish dispensation used the symbol of the scapegoat or ram in the age of Aries, the ram, and that the Christian emphasizes the fish in the Piscean era, the Christian era. And now the coming emphasis will be on that uh, water urn which is on the top of the disciple, not on the shoulder, but on the top of the head of the disciple, which is indicating the head center, which is opening, and through that opened head center is overflowing, flowing, or pouring out the waters of life, which I think is so beautiful symbolism. So now let us move into our meditation. Again, I remind you that you can take your notebooks and study your insights write them down. Alignment. Let us breathe now white light, drawing it down from the soul. And focus on your own triangles and call your triangle members, visualizing the flow of love and goodwill passing between the members of your triangle members and through this group. Stage 1. Now when we have achieved the positive and intended personality quietness, let us formulate clearly to ourselves and in our own words the answers to the following questions. 1. As a member of the new group of observers, what is your specific, fixed intention at this moment of dedicated contact with your soul? 2. Is your concentrated and expressed personality purpose in line with hierarchical intention as far as you are permitted to know it? 3. Have you in your own personal daily life earned the right because of definite effort and not so much because of success to stand with those servers who are now undertaking the work of preparation and align with those great workers of Christ, Master Moria, Master Kuthumi, Master Rakochi, Master TK, and Jesus. These are the masters which are now mostly preparing the way. And we can align with their energy and find ourselves in that flow. This is the one time in the meditation where we are thinking of ourselves. And it is here because it is a method of personality, focused attention, and aligns our personality upon the mental plane. And it is bringing a focus upon this greatest of all issues for all disciples to prepare the way for the Christ, where we have to be aligned for the future and without any proofs work together just by knowing of his coming. Stage 3. Now, having answered these 3 questions in the light of the soul, let us then say with emphasis, forgetting the things which lie behind, I will strive towards my higher spiritual possibilities. I dedicate myself anew to the service of the coming one, and will do all I can to prepare men's minds and hearts for that event. I have no other life intention. Stage 3. Visualize the world situation as best you can and in terms of your major world interest and with what knowledge of world affairs you may possess. See the mass of men everywhere glowing with the dim light. And here and there points of brighter light, where members of the new group of observers and men of spiritual intention and of loving hearts are working for their fellow men. Now visualize through the creative imagination the vivid light of the hierarchy. See it streaming towards humanity and slowly merging with the light which is already in humanity. Let us recognize the quality of that light, Let us say the first stanza of the great invocation. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. Now ponder upon the reappearance of the Christ, realizing that no matter by what name he may be called in the many world religions, he is still the same great identity. Reflect and speculate upon the possible results of his appearance. Let us again reflect. What has to be in place before he can come? He will come unfailingly when a measure of peace has been restored. When the principle of sharing is at least in process of controlling economic affairs. And when churches and political groups have begun to clean house. Then he can and he will come. Let us say now the second stanza. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth. Endeavor to concentrate your fixed intention to serve and to spread love in your surroundings. we realize that in so far as we can do these things, we are attempting to blend our personal will with the divine will. And let us say the third stanza. From the center, where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. Practical plans. Let us now consider practically what we can do in the coming week to further the preparations for the coming of the Christ. So let us contemplate for a while and then write down the insights that you may get. Let us respond to the vibrations of the Christ. And let us commit ourselves in His name. Let us say, we have gathered in your name, Lord Maitreya, be with us. Let us feel His living energy and His presence and welcome Him into our midst. Let us visualize how we are working together during the coming week. And because of this Advent time, we will have a very close relationship with the inner world, the angels, and also the minds of people who are now turning towards the Christmas and preparing the Christmas. We can imagine how the life would change in our surroundings, in the world, if a living Christ would walk among us. So now for the closing, we are going to sound the Om 3 times, dedicating our threefold personality to the work of preparation. Thank you, dear friends. I just love this meditation. thinking about Christ and thinking about the future of humanity and how the life for humanity will be when this is true that he is on the physical plane. Even though we can say for us and for many who has the sensitive heart can feel his presence, but yet that we will have the touch of the new teaching and the new directives for all of us. So tomorrow we are continuing at the same time. We have then the meditation of dissipating clamors, and we welcome you also again. And let us remember that we are in the sacred time of the Advent, contemplating upon the meaning of Advent, and what is fitting with this meditation is about the preparation. So lots of love, dearest friends, and lots of blessings. Now we will have the beautiful music done by Michael, wherever two or more are gathered, and we end for that. Many blessings to everybody.
Wherever two or more are gathered in my name, there am Lo, I am with you, even unto the end of the age. Lo, I am with you, wherever two